So we have the newspapers in the studio. We want to take a look at a couple of them. And,
before we do the newspapers, don't run, Roland. There's a message from Araba Hansen, who is in Cape Coast.
Oh, Araba.
Araba says, "Good morning, Mama V and Roland. Please, Roland, look straight into Mama V's eyes and tell her she looks so pretty and smart this morning for me."
You look very pretty and smart. I've told you your hair looks great.
Which is a surprise, by the way.
Yeah. No, it's just because I've gotten used to it. There's nothing else I can do. And your dress is marvelous.
But thank you so much. More messages on WhatsApp. Read a couple of them before you come with the newspapers, Roland. A message from Layman View. Layman View Ahafo Shidim. Thanks a lot. Thanks for all the nice things that you say. You say, "I want to know the strength of the teacher's validation. Please find it out for me." Layman View from Ahafo Shidim. Thanks for that message. This one says, hashtag AM News, Husseini Safianu. Where does the government expect the squatters to go to? Most of them have lived in those areas for ages. There are no jobs in Ghana, so these people should be allowed to go about with their lives. Mahama must remember he himself is a northerner, and that the northern region is dry and lacks jobs. That's why majority of the slum dwellers are northerners. Thanks for that message. And this one says, "Hello, Mrs. Osa Abwaje and Mr. Roland Walker. Good morning. I hope you guys are doing well by the grace of God." Yes, we are. God's grace is sufficient. I wish you all the best of the day, and may the good Lord help you in all your endeavors. God bless you all for the good work. And I'm surprised this didn't come with any other messages from Michael Amenin in the UK. It's been a very long while since we heard from you. We hope you're well yourself.
So no politics?
No politics, man. That's the surprise. Finally, from Val Smith from Kwando. "Good morning, Mama One and Serol and Bam Yada. Nice day, guys. Boom Nation." Definitely.
Boom Yazo.
Yeah. It's a difficult Monday morning, but you know, we hope that whatever it is that you're going through, you pick yourself up together. The challenges are there. They will come. But a lot depends on what you do. Roland.
Even if you surmount one challenge, the next one is another challenge.
That's true.
Yeah. All right, let's look at this. The Ghanaian Times has a lead story: bed bugs invade Mali school, students sleep in the open, and then we also have Ghana is on course, according to President. The President met a section of the Ghanaian community in the UK, and then we have blind man commits suicide over love. And man dies after processing police recruitment form. Back page, we have cranes for Olympics. Bechim All-Stars progress to quarterfinals of the MTN FA Cup, and Kotoko overcome Nkoko Storm on penalty. We have Supreme Court judge gets top FIFA post.
That'll also be part of our conversation this morning.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, let me do the Finder newspaper, unless, Roland, you want to read details of a certain story. All right, front page headlines in the Finder. Governments made bad choice. Idle $250 million could have replaced outrageous Ameri deal. This particular subject also a very major talking point in our country. Mention corrupt ministers in my government. Mahama dares Ghanaians. Mahama's government is the most tolerant of rampant corruption, according to the NPP. Comes with a picture of Nana Akomia, communications director of the NPP. But a bit of President Mahama saying, mention corrupt ministers in my government. We know that last week his interview with the BBC, where he was asked whether he had received bribe before, made very a lot of headlines in our country. Still very topical, but this definitely coming after that. It says President Mahama has dared Ghanaians to be bold and mention names of ministers they claim are corrupt in his government, and stop the wholesale branding of his appointees as corrupt. According to him, people inundate him with corruption claims about his appointees, but are unable to mention names if he asks them. Addressing Ghanaians in the UK, where he attended an anti-corruption summit, the president said his government has fought corruption much better than his predecessors. And this is in quote. All the time, people keep saying that your ministers are thieves. Then I ask them, which one? Tell me so I can sanction them. Then their response will be put your ears down. Are you not listening? Okay, this is President Muhammad saying, yeah, but if you tell him that some people in your governments are corrupt and you don't give him any evidence or mention names, how would he know? But this particular comment reminds me of another president who said something, give me evidence. Yeah, but a lot of stories in the final newspaper today when you grab it, Roland.
If you go to page 8 of the Ghanaian Times, you have a feature by Adip Sani about the fallout of the limited biometric registration exercise, a cause of concern he seems to be asking. But let's look at this. Interesting issues keep coming up. If you are a king or queen on social media, you should be interested in this one. Ningo Chiefs reject Sam George, and you have him, his sheep, they rejected a sheep. And you have him also kneeling on his knees somewhere, I think also begging, I'm sure, somebody. And then footballer's wife in sex video. We're talking about Amanda Efria.
Is it not ex-wife?
No, they're still married.
Oh, so they've just separated.
No,
there's some kind of separation. Yes, there is.
BNI chases Nana's boys. Really?
Yes, there is.
Are you sure?
From a very reliable source, yes, there is. They're not really together as a couple.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. News 1. It's a pullout. Interesting issues. The girl in sex video, I want to die, Amanda. Stop work. No more movie censorship and classification.
Roland, read a bit of that. That's Uncle Ken right there.
Do you discuss that?
Yeah, we discussed that. You know, there's the censorship board, and they've got a committee. They review the movies and then they classify them. They say they rate them. This is good for 18. This is good for 16. And sometimes there are scenes that they will feel that the producers will have to take out before the movies are released. This board, there are 6. This particular committee, the committee that does this review work, 6 of them, including our own Kenneth Addy, Mr. Kenneth Addy, aka Uncle Ken. When they sit, they get 40 Ghana cedis as an allowance per sitting, which is really nothing. Now, since January of this year, they've done their work, you know, like they always do, but they have not received any allowance. So they've decided that, okay, fine. It looks like you're not valuing what we do, so we will not do what we do anymore. So what it means is that we'll have movies, Ghanaian movies, released into the system, and even some foreign movies that come into the country come into the system with nobody checking. Nobody is looking at it to see if this is suitable for our culture or for the country, and rate it, you know, classify it. That's what it means.
And those movies will shown where?
Everywhere. They'll be in the system. People will buy them. They'll be selling on the streets. Everywhere. They'll be in homes.
I thought the ones that are sold on the streets are usually copyrighted.
They have issues of copyright. I mean, that's the industry
I don't think
as a
that
whole.
for the foreign ones, for example, we're able to get the new ones.
No, that's the challenge. That's the challenge.
From the line of DVDs.
But you know what is good? The ones that go to the cinemas, they all go through this process.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see how it goes.
So that's why Uncle Ken is in the newspapers today. Let's do the Daily Graphic newspaper front page. Ghana is moving in right direction, according to the president. Tap water contains toxins. CSIR report. Ghana's bonds rally, according to Atufosim. But this is definitely a story of interest. This one that comes with the picture of Dr. J.A. Ampoff, the director of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, the Weja water treatment plants. Okay, that's the Weja treatment plant that you see on the front page. But let me go to page 3 and read a bit of that story for you. It says that a research conducted by the Water Research Institute of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research has established that Ghana's water treatment systems are incapable of removing is it algae toxins? It's a type of toxins. Briefing the Daily Graphic on the report, the director of the Institute, Dr. Joseph Addo Ampoff, explained that Ghana had a conventional type of water treatment system that was unable to remove this particular toxins. And he said most of the sources of fresh water drawn to the treatment plants were high in algae growth. I'm not sure if it's, but does that translate to the water that's coming through the taps?
The thing is,
being
yes, not being clean. Yes.
that translates to right.
But
Okay.
I think also it depends on where you live too. It depends on where you live too. I think that those who will be closer to the water sources, like maybe Pong and things like that.
Okay, so if you go on further to read, it says that Dr. Ampofo also revealed that the use of chlorine and alum in the current water treatment system only succeeded in destroying bacteria that might be present in the water source, but not the toxins produced by
algae.
yeah, is algae, eh? Okay. And then there's also a response from the
Algae and
communication
algae.
director of the Ghana Water Company, Mr. Stanley Mate, who's challenged the report. According to him, the research was outdated because it was conducted in 2008, noting that the situation, if it was actually so at the time the report was made, had possibly changed because the various treatment plants had undergone technical improvement since 2008. Well, a lot of us don't get, water running through our taps, so I don't know how this relates. But a lot of people apparently drink the tap water as well. So is this a scary development? How does that make you feel? Back page, MTN FA Cup Kotoko cruise to quarterfinals. Oko shock Hasma do. Okay.
Hasma
Paper is
Godo.
very heavy today.
The Daily Graphic.
It is very loaded.
Okay, let's look at the Daily Dispatch. Has a story. Ghana is fifth democracy rankings. Cocoa board workers affirm support for Opuni after ICU demo.
Are the workers not part of the union?
I don't know. I think maybe the workers, they have a divided front.
Because if the workers didn't have an issue, if the direct workers didn't have an issue with Cocoa Board, then the mother union would also not have an issue.
Yeah, I'm sure it's got to do with maybe, I don't know.
Maybe there are divisions in the company,
Some
the workers
workers
in
like
the company.
the man, others may not like it. There's a pull-out, of course, in
Know
the
your
Daily
MPs.
Dispatch. You have to know your MPs and constituencies as we all gear ourselves up for the electioneering.
Amongst the three, I'll tell you my favorite. La Dade Kotopong.
Okay.
We had a great conversation here on the show.
Yeah.
The last time.
And
Yeah.
I love this.
Ni
Okitigra.
Amasada Mwale.
I love the lady too.
He will be president someday, you know.
Is that what he said?
He said, yeah. Maybe we should repeat that conversation.
For Ghana?
His mother,
Or an area club?
for Ghana. There was a point in his life as a child
He wants to be
where
president for Ghana.
Charlie, listen to this one. Kwame Nkrumah met his mother. He was only a child. Mother was carrying him at the back, and then told the mother that child you're carrying will someday be prime minister.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, just a passing comment by Nkrumah.
No, but now he's member of parliament. You never
have
know.
told many children, even your own children, you said they will be the best pilots in the world. But it doesn't mean that they will end up being pilots.
You never know. Don't throw that away because he didn't have any ambitions of being a member of parliament. Now he's a member of parliament.
So you're saying that what, destiny, or there was a prophecy from Nkrumah?
Well, I don't know. Nkrumah saw something that nobody else.
I forgot.
probably
You said
saw.
you are gifted.
This is not my prophecy. This is
I
not.
know.
This is not me telling him.
It's because
I'm just
you
repeating.
seem to have a certain belief for what Nkrumah prophesied.
No, I
And
wasn't
especially
there.
once you are gifted to, I think that it falls in line.
No, don't conclude for me. That's not what I have said.
Okay.
Let's do the Business and Financial Times. Interest rates spike causes rise in bad loans, formalizing the informal economy. Parties debate roadmap. Takra report savers rise in vessel numbers. Backpage Goyle declares 6.3 million Ghana cedis dividend payouts. Poultry workers or farmers reject undocumented policy as they push for legally binding plan for the industry. These are some of the headlines you find when you grab the Business and Financial Times newspaper. Up next, we will do my Joe line.
If we can, if it's possible, we'll do my job online. But the City FM, which is available.
In the meantime, I can read some more messages on WhatsApp on 056800,000. This one says, I'm a Konko in Ho. Say hello to Roland for me, please. But
Hello.
does it mean that, is it Rafiq Salam did not file any report from WA today? Indeed, I missed the way he says WA. Okay, thanks for that message. This one from Nantoma Mahamadu. Badim Sugru says, how can a president demolish people, destroy their houses and properties, making all the people of Old Fadam unemployed? Well, we didn't say the president, is the Metropolitan Assembly. But you continue to say a lot of things in relation to that particular story. Nantoma, thanks for the message. Roland will do the online.
Okay, so let's look at Major Online foremostly. What is corruption is an opinion. Next story. I will name looters of Nigeria's money on May 29. So we're all looking forward to it. It says President Muhammadu Buhari has announced that he will name looters of public funds in a speech he intends to deliver on May 29.
Oh, wow. Elsewhere.
He said something that was even more profound. He said $2 billion that was voted for, $2.5 billion voted for arms for the Nigerian military. It was just they said.
Oh yeah.
Some people the heads, those who were supposed to make sure the thing was implemented.
Yeah.
The purchases were made, the procurement process. They said they just sat one evening and shared the money. And he said it. I think he was speaking to Sky or something like that. It's
Charlie, people are corrupt. In Africa, I think
CNN.
our biggest challenge. Our biggest challenge is corruption.
Yeah,
it's like everywhere, and it's like normal.
It's also because there's some level of adulation for those who have a lot of money, but the society doesn't question how. Because, for example, there's a civil servant who earns 1,500, but let's say he works for a community water sanitation agency or whatever, or let's say a ministry somewhere,
and he's putting up a mansion somewhere.
If you go to his property or where he's having his property, that property is worth about 400,000 Ghana cedis.
It's like nobody.
If that person is in charge of procurement, it means that if he's a hydrologist, it means that from the accountant to the hydrologist to whoever gets a share. Do you get it?
We don't ask questions.
Yes,
I think this. Yeah.
How's that same person, if he has a bungalow, would never renovate the government bungalow? He will wait for you; it will be dirty.
Yeah, and they will still live in it.
Yes.
And then when they retire, they move into the houses where they've put up, and in some cases they rent some of they actually have apartments that they rent out.
Yes.
That they take care of.
So it's because we don't question.
No, we don't.
We're very much easy to insult each other on one, two, but the thing is, we don't question.
Yeah.
And then our culture also tends to breed some level of corruption.
Yeah.
Because what happens is you are expected, once you start working, people know that, oh, maybe it's Mama V's Roland or it's an MP or something. Your relatives, your friends expect something from you.
Yeah.
So definitely you'll be forced to give more than you can. Yeah.
And usually the focus for the whole nation is on the people that we visibly see every day, and the politicians who occupy
and so
positions.
We put enormous pressure. We all do put enormous pressure on them.
And then we forget the civil servants who are there, who won't go anywhere. They've been there for years.
They'll go 35
yeah.
years.
They know what they are getting.
Unless they die, you read their tribute. He worked for this Ghana Water Company 35 years. The man has corrupted the system for 35 years.
Yes, it's true.
All right. So Justice Enin Yeboah elected to FIFA Ethics Committee, and then we have one or two others. Barcelona Rome to title after Luis Suarez hat-trick, and then we have other stories there. It says Suhum MP and MC haggle over release of common fund. Hamamat auctions controversial VGMA dress. Oh, that's
Hamamat was on my show on Saturday, and that's where she said that. Yeah.
So she puts it on sale at eBay.
No, she's doing it on her Instagram and Facebook, and I think it's I am Hamamats. So if what she's doing really, okay, so this is what she said. She had I think that there were some cowries at the back. It was supposed to be firm on the dress, and then it went off. And that's how come, everything was dropped like that.
Tobo. So this is not how she dressed.
No, this is not how. No.
So immediately she got to red carpet, then the thing dropped.
No. The thing had happened. Wait, she says that.
Who is she telling you?
Oh,
you the host.
She's telling me.
And you were not critical. I'm surprised.
I am telling you what she
surprised.
said.
Me, you will be here insulting me. What?
For the records, I don't insult you. I'm just saying that she's turned a misfortune into something that is wonderful. This is what she's doing. Her mother comes from Bongo, and she's building a library in Bongo because she's realized that there's no library in Bongo. The children
The whole of Bongo.
the whole of Bongo. The children must find a way of reading. So she's auctioning this dress, and then she put up a library in Bongo. I think it's good. Whether she intended this
So
or
she
not,
auctions the
this
dress,
was.
and then we think that. So why? Who will keep the dress? For
I
posterity.
don't know. I mean, you can buy it, whatever. I've had people listen. When I went to church
Is
yesterday,
she-
somebody said,
is she
"Mama, I
Michael
want to buy
Jackson
the
or
dress."
something?
But I
Well,
think
what
it's
would
good. She's a
buying-
brilliant girl. I love her. And I think this
Sure.
is an unfortunate incident, whether I believe her or not. That's none of my business.
For me-
but the fact that she's moving on to do something
For me,
positive
if
out
you
of
ask
that.
me, it's none of my business, really.
But you-
know, yeah, that's
But
for
you
me.
love the dress. I'll buy the dress for you.
But
Let
I,
me just
I
read-
really loved it. I thought we were getting closer to Hollywood.
And she
because
said,
Hollywood challenge
listen, she
sometimes
said
they
she didn't even intend to take any pictures. So and she could manage the situation. She could manage the situation to present the award and then leave the place.
women.
And
Look
then
how you
this
have
picture
turned this
just
into
existed.
a very nice
Of
fairy
course,
tale.
yeah.
The lady dress and the breasts were
Okay, let
also-
me read just this one last message because I know Benedict is on standby. This one says, "Hello, Mama V. This is my first time of sending a message. I love it when you and Roland fight. I really enjoy it. Do we
We're
fight?
just fighting about Hammer
Do
Mercy
we
dress.
fight?
Yeah, I
I
think
don't know.
we do.
Roland has like
We haggle.
weird,
We
like
haggle.
I don't know, like
No, I know I'm weird.
Your stance are like I don't
My
know.
position, yeah.
Yeah,
like I
like,
don't care whether she.
This happened to her, and so what?
We're
She's
taking,
doing
we're taking a break.
something.
When we come back, we'll be having Benedict also in the studio with a lot more sports.